All right, Helium 10's listing builder now with AI. We're going to go through that step by step and kind of share how we would use it as professional Amazon experts, share some tips, tricks, and best practices. So we have PPC and SEO guru Ryan Logan here to kick it off. So yeah, go ahead and go through each step starting now.
All right. First thing that we do want to make sure that we touch on, and I know that Roddy will probably talk about it later. AI is really getting advanced and pretty awesome. However, the best way to currently look at some of this AI is to see it as really like first draft. You really need to learn how to use some pretty intense skills to make it where it works perfectly every time. Um, and for the sake of this exercise, we are just going to show pretty basic. Okay. And so the idea is to get past potential writer's block of I don't know how to create my listing from scratch. That is perfect for what AI actually can do because it will show you something that you can then edit. It is so much easier to edit than to start over new. So that's the idea. So we'll just kind of get into it. Under tools in Helium 10, you'll actually see under listing optimization, listing builder with AI. All right, so you'll click on that. It opens up this page. You'll click add a listing, create from scratch, or if you already have a listing, you can optimize it, but create from scratch. If you have an ASIN, you can enter it. Or you can create from scratch. We're going to create it from scratch. Now, what we did is we did go and actually specifically create an 18 keywords or so to actually put on this list. Now, the reason why there's not a ton of keywords on this list is intentional for this subcategory. If it was in one of these other categories, we would have no problem. As you'll see, some of our other categories, you have actually larger banks that we've actually utilized. But for this one, there's so many different variations that we wanted to narrow down the field instead of expand the field. Okay, and so that's one of the things to consider is how many keywords do you want to integrate into the listing, right? Not the backend SEO, the listing customer facing SEO. That is one of the things that like you need to consider and potentially narrow that down when establishing AI, right? Or AI use. So we're going to add these to the bank. We put in a lot of the top tier search terms and the higher relevancy search terms, right? Things that we absolutely wanted to be ranked for and to have attached to our SEO. Then we hit next. All right. So you'll see there's essentially 13 words and 18 different phrases. Where we very first start is we are going to kind of fill out this. If we're going to write it with the AI, which is what we are going to do, we are going to show it some advanced features here. Product characteristics. Okay, so this is going to come down to the unique selling positions or the features and benefits of your product. For this one, we're going to go, let's see, high quality spandex. You're going to hit enter, stick on wallet. That's a search term, but it also is what it does, like a descriptive feature. It holds 5 cards. Finger strap. It is a card holder, and it has a very sticky adhesive. There we go. Brand name, lifestyle designs. Beginning, you can either have the show brand name at the beginning or the end of the title. For the sake of this one, we're going to actually have it at the end and see how it goes. Product name is the sticky wallet. Tone, formal, target audience. You can put this in here if you want to. Men, women, certain niches if you want to do that. Words and special characters to avoid. That's just for the sake of the AI. Okay. And then the next thing that you want to make sure to do is before you start and hit write it for me, which when you click on this, it's going to do it. Well, first and foremost, you can show the tips. These are some things here. The title is the most important part of your listing. Make sure it's easy to read, descriptive, and contains your main keyword. So that is one of the things you're doing here. Keywords in the title, +3. Edit keywords in your title. Phone card holder stick-on. This is where you really want to do this wisely. Okay, so phone wallet, stick on. Phone wallet stick on does not read well on a title, right? So we're going to remove those. Phone wallet does. And then because we narrowed this down already and we actually looked at this, sticky phone wallet would, but the one that we actually liked more was this one, stick on phone wallet, right? That is probably, it's a higher search volume. It has a little bit higher search volume than sticky phone wallet, um, and it reads better. So you don't have to have all three that it first says. You can actually narrow it down to two or three, or one even, right? The one that is your most dominant, or you can add in more if you really want to just cram them in. But you choose the ones that you want, then you click out of it, and you'll see how the keywords in your title are the two, and that is when you hit write it for me. Okay, here's an example. For example, high quality spandex stick on phone wallet with finger strap and card holder. Holds 5 cards, sticky adhesive, lifestyle designs. I actually do like it at the beginning probably more, so I'd probably put that at the beginning. You can use the suggestion or you can discard and try again. It doesn't actually have the product in it, like the product name, which I think that actually is pretty good for SEO. So I'd probably put that in there as well. Lifestyle design, sticky wallet, or the sticky wallet. Like
Yeah, I
why
put the
spandex?
sticky wallet at the beginning. And a lot of
So
times
use the
the Amazon
suggestion.
will automatically put your brand name at the beginning now.
Yeah, even if you
So
put
that
it
may
in the
happen.
back, that is true.
So when
So
I'm
this
writing
does,
the title, I won't even put the brand name in it. I'll just if there's a product name, for example, my product name is called the Sticky Wallet. I would just put the Sticky Wallet at the very beginning. It
yep,
shows strong product branding versus all the Chinese copy craps have no product name, right? They're just generic this, generic that.
yep,
Ours is a branded product. Sticky Wallet is one word. I would say this is a decent first draft,
yeah,
and to get to the point, I would recommend anyone watching this hire a professional Amazon copywriter to go through this and perfect it. But right here you have your first draft. Is it acceptable? Sure. Is it ideal? No. That you we would need to do a whole copywriting class on Amazon titles, in order to when I'm writing a title, I make 10 versions, I whittle it down, I spend hours on it. But that's obviously not for this video.
right. This is just gonna get it up and get it going. Um, then of course the same thing. You can show tips here, and you can read these. These are actually both of the. I've actually was impressed with the tips. They actually are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, as far as best practices, some of them I don't totally agree with. That's my own thing. You hit write it for me for the bullet points. It will go through and do it. Now, if it can, it will try and put in these keywords essentially or suggested keywords. Um, However, one of the big things to recognize, and this goes back to what we talked about at the beginning, there's the master keyword list, and we've talked about that in a different video and kind of creating that and then taking care of all your back end search terms and everything there. When you have all your back end search terms in your like over here in your search terms, right, in your keywords that you put in there, you're really at this point you've done your work there, and Amazon can pull from that, and then we're just kind of adding in, I guess, phrases. Um, Trying to get specific phrases in there. And yes, there are some people who are like, hey, you don't need to be repetitive. And it's true. It doesn't, adding the same term in multiple times doesn't do anything for you. However, it does do something for you from a customer perspective, right? So these, most customers aren't going to see these. This is all SEO related. This is for the software. For the software. You insert stuff for the software. And over here, where it's actually related, you want to be more mindful about how you are presenting the phrases that are both SEO and also copywriting for sales, right? This is where you run into people who they cram it full of SEO and it doesn't read well. And if it doesn't read well, it also doesn't sell well. So just remember that, right? And so when you come to these bullet points, that's why this is a good first draft. is because it hits on this high quality Spanish material. The sticky wallet is made of high quality Spanish material that is durable and long lasting. That's a good first draft. Stick on wallet design. That doesn't really make any sense, but that's okay. The
Yeah,
sticky wallet
that
is
doesn't make
designed to
sense.
stick on the back of your phone or phone case, providing a convenient and secure card holder for your phone. Holds up to 5 cards for bullet points. Number 3, the sticky wallet can hold up to 5 cards, making it perfect for carrying your most important cards with you wherever you go.
That makes sense. I would
It does make
obviously edit
sense.
that. All of your most important
Yeah,
cards. Yeah, again, this is not a copywriting video, but in general, the idea of the bullet points is make it clear
gets you
the
started.
top 5 bullet points. Like if you were to tell a friend, like, why'd you buy that product? What are the 5 most important things? The 5 most important tidbits that a shopper should read if they're going to read the bullet points, which many shoppers actually don't, which is why we're both a fan of short and sweet rather than long and lengthy.
Yep, yep, agreed. And so if you ever want to, you can actually come in and instead of saying the sticky wallet over and over again, right? This is where you can get a little more creative and put something in as sticky phone wallet, our sticky phone wallet or our sticky wallet. Um, it's a perfect wallet for the back of your phone case. You can insert some of these phrases in here if you would like. Um, it's kind of hard. This is one about what I mean as far as for this niche. There there are some pretty dominating phrases, but then there are so many different subsets of the dominant root phrase. And so that's one of the things that can be really hard is that sometimes people are typing in the like a stick on phone wallet. Like it's almost like they're asking a question. They're trying to find the thing that they're looking for and they don't know exactly what it is. And so they're just trying to describe it. And it doesn't read well and it doesn't sell well as far as that. So you have to be very mindful of that there are SEO in some niches, there are SEO phrases because that's what the customer is searching, but they don't know how to describe exactly what they're looking for. And that's with this specific subniche, right? That's always what I found fascinating with this one is that so many people search this. This has a huge high search volume, and sometimes they the variance in their terms that they're putting in is based on they don't actually know exactly how to type in
Yeah,
what they're looking for.
so like it's a sticky thing, it's a pouch. I don't know what to call it.
Hold,
I saw it
it's
somewhere.
a wallet that sticks my cards in. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yep. And we want to show up for that. But the idea is that those backend search terms should actually populate that. So, um, anyways, this just kind of shows you how this works. If you have this hooked up to, like you have Helium 10 hooked up, you can actually hit link your listing, and it'll push anything that you write up here. It'll push it over. If you don't like how this is, you can literally hit rewrite for me again, and it'll do another one. And you can use it. Okay, so with finger strap and card, this is almost the exact same.
yeah. Just
That
some
is
tips
the
on the
exact
title.
same.
I would stick on phone wallet is the most main number one phrase, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's in proper English,
Yep.
readable format, right? High quality at the beginning. I love that. I've always through the years put either premium or high quality at the beginning of the listing, especially if your product is a premium price thing. We are the most expensive phone wallet, so our listing says premium stick on phone wallet at the beginning because it's just another reminder to that shopper who's scrolling on page one. If they're a premium minded customer, they have money, they want to get the best one. Just simply the word premium. Huge fan of that. And then as you can see, it's got like one sentence up in front. High quality spandex stick on phone wallet with finger strap and card holder. I would delete and card holder because it's not and card holder. This is a card holder. And then it just says dash holds 5 cards, dash sticky adhesive. So like the title can be just like main sentence up front that describes it very simply, and then dash next feature. That format is fine for the title. And of course, goes with title and bullet points and your whole listing. The most unique features you should highlight first. If you have something unique compared to the other competition, make those known because that's what's going to get you the sales, your unique features. So yeah, that was just some quick value add tips, rapid fire tips.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, go ahead and click use suggestion for all of those, and then you can show the listing analysis, listing quality score, and see
Yep.
what that does.
It will also write for me the description as well because it will auto-populate this. Or on the left-hand side here, or if you have a smaller window, it'll actually be stacked on top of each other. um, but it'll say listing quality score, generated search volume, etc. Over here, in one of the other videos, we'd actually gone over already. Use that suggestion. The search terms. And so we would actually do those. There you go. Title contains 150 characters, so it doesn't, or it has more than 150. It doesn't have 150 characters in each bullet. We actually went with the minimalist design. So the listing quality here says it's not great. I don't totally agree with that. Um,
Yeah, that's fine. And subject matter, what would you put there?
so subject matter is this is an old thing. It's not actually in most categories now. But this would be um, I would I would most often so these are 50 characters, 50 character segments or 50 byte segments. And so usually if you do have this in your subcategory, you will usually actually have 5 of these. And so the most important thing that I put in the first block is all the hyper relevant. So it's usually going to be this first part of the search terms. A lot of times, like phone wallet, that is the subject matter, right? Like you want to be pretty clear that this is like the dominating keyword. Phone wallet, stick on card holder, like that type of stuff is what I would put in there. So usually what I would do is I would take the first probably 50 higher search volume and higher relevancy and I put those in here. There you go. So that would be what I would put in the first 50 characters. And then this is an opportunity where if you have a lot more than just, so like you can obviously copy and paste all 250 and put those in here. The other option is for you to use kind of the expanded master keyword list because usually here in this, you're going to have your most relevant turned within the top 10. In here, you can add kind of an expanded opportunity of like relevancies of 9s and 8s. And so you can run Frankenstein again. I know this sounds somewhat complicated, but you can run Frankenstein again and actually pull additional opportunity and put those in here. Now, most of you watching this video will not even have this subject matter. This is usually going away, and Amazon's been replacing it with item type keyword. So if you see that in your Seller Central where it says like item type keyword, it's not meant, and this is why it's going away. Amazon didn't want it to be this stuffing. They want it to be like this is the subject matter that surrounds this thing, this category, this niche. And so that's why they're starting to change this from subject matter to item type keyword. And it's usually a single keyword or a phrase. So for something like this, it would probably be phone wallet would actually be what the item type keyword would be.
Yeah. If it were me, what I've done in the past is I basically just take my subject, take my 250 character search terms, and just put that in
Yep.
chunks of 50 in here,
Yep.
and then not worry about it further. It's just a
Yep.
place to put more keywords. So yeah, we put those in, and then what else do we have here?
That's it. Hit finish. You're done.
Yeah, hit finish and you're done. Another quick tip that I would do if I am running my listing, um, I would utilize ChatGPT as well, because this is just plugged into ChatGPT, right? And so, um, you could say ChatGPT itself is a better listing writer because you could basically do the same thing inside ChatGPT, put in the keywords that you want to put in the title, and say, hey, write me 20 Amazon title variations. and it will give you 20 variations. And that's 20
Yeah.
little pieces of inspiration that you can use if you want to do it yourself, um, or the professional copywriter, Amazon copywriter could use. But yeah, overall, I would recommend if you want to do it properly, have a proper Amazon title expert do this. Not rocket science. It's what are the title and the bullet points that a shopper is going to see, and so always keep that in mind. Having it easy to read and use common sense.
Yep. Some other tips and tricks for using AI in this space is, like Riley said, is actually using multiple and say, hey, create, five titles, five versions of the bullet points, etc. Not all those bullet points and or title systems are going to match up and be the same. And so you want the style format to be the same. So what that means is like some of them are going to auto populate with like all caps in the bullet points for the first like segment. It goes like high quality spandex dash all caps, and then it'll explain it. And as you go through, you're going to be like, "Ooh, I actually like this style. I think that this looks good, etc." But you want to make sure that all things are similar in design, right? And so if you have the first bullet point that follows one format and the second bullet point follows another format, just make sure that the formats work together. Otherwise, it looks like you really made a Frankenstein monster out of your listing.
Hmm. Yep. Also, another quick tip is many categories now you can have more than 5 bullet points. So
Yeah,
check your Seller Central, see how many bullet points you can add. You can potentially add more.
correct. When you first upload your listing, you can only max out five. So yeah, when you first upload it, you can only add in the five if you haven't already created. But after your listing, at least bare bones is created, yeah, you can go in and add more.
All right. Questions, do let us know. And yeah, of course, the Helium 10 tool is evolving. And
It
so,
is.
yeah, maybe different by the time you watch this. If there are new features, do let us know. So yeah, I think that's it for this video.
Cool.
All right.